Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Today, we are going to talk about at-home skincare devices. All the devices that I'm discussing today have FDA clearance and have some clinical studies backing their safety, which is most important, and efficacy, meaning that the trial showed some result in favor of the devices. Now, keeping in mind that most of these clinical trials are very small. And then they are usually sponsored by the manufacturer of the devices. So you have to keep in mind the bias that might accompany with the data. And I'm only going to talk about devices that I have personally used for a minimum of 6 months. So I can give you the real lived-in experiences with these devices, and it's just not a quick product review. I have purchased all these devices with my own money, and none of these devices are sponsored. So let's get started. We're going to start with my favorite out of all these devices, and it is red light therapy. It is also known as phototherapy. It's non-invasive, hassle-free, and in my mind, it is a total game changer. I personally use red light on my face, neck, hair about 6 to 7 days a week. It has become a core part of my nighttime routine. So a little bit about the science behind the technology. I think it helps to stay consistent, helps to stay loyal to that device if you understand how it operates, if you understand and you also believe in what it is offering to you. So mitochondria, everybody and their mother knows that's a powerhouse of the cell. It helps produce energy for the body. So the more birthdays we accumulate, the less efficient mitochondria gets. So the mitochondria, this organelle, is capable of absorbing certain wavelengths of light, which kickstarts certain biochemical reactions, leading in a production of adenosine triphosphate, which is ATP. It's the energy currency of the body. And as we age, this number of ATPs kind of goes down. So that's where the red light therapy comes in. It kind of rejuvenates, or it kind of wakes those the mitochondria up so it can start producing more ATPs. Again, that's the molecule that you need to stay alive. So the best part of this technology that it does not emit heat. It's generally safe for people with melasma, which is usually a problem with people with skin of color. Other benefits are that it will improve the skin tone by increasing the brightness. That's the first thing I noticed, and that happens relatively fast. Like within a couple of weeks, you'll start noticing, brighter complexion. And it can also stimulate collagen and elastin, especially if the device has infrared emitting LEDs in it. So in short, it works for anti-aging, acne, redness, which can be caused by blemishes, if you microneedle, if you have any wound, help with wound healing, and pigmentation. So what are the things that you look for when you are shopping for a red light therapy device? So most important thing is the wavelength. So two wavelengths that you want to look for anti-aging purposes is 630 nanometer, uh, which is the wavelength for red light. Now, red light does not penetrate too deeply. It targets the surface layer, and it reduces redness, pigmentation, promotes cellular repair, and help with blood circulation. So the first layer is epidermis, and then you have your dermis, and a layer below that is hypodermis. So epidermis is a layer where all the magic happens, usually with all your serum, lotion, potions, and this is where the 630 to 650 nanometer wavelength range operates. The second wavelength that you want to look for anti-aging purposes is 830 nanometer, which is the wavelength for near infrared light. Now, this one goes deeper all the way to the hypodermis. That's where the fat layer is. That's where your fibroblast cells live, and the near infrared light kind of stimulates the fibroblast cell and to boost the collagen and elastin production. Now, this technology overall is very gentle. There's no UV, no heat, so no thermal damage happens. Just remember that not all red light are created equal. Since this technology is wavelength specific, you need the LEDs, the light emitting diodes, to be accurately calibrated for that wavelength. Cheap red light devices won't give you any results. There are plenty of cheap ones on Amazon. They're basically colored flashlight, and they're not going to do anything. I personally use Omnilux LED contour mask. I really love this. Omnilux has been around since 2003. It's a reputable company. They know what they're doing. So the face mask has 132 medical grade LEDs. I was so impressed with the results from the mask that I added a neck mask. Now, neck mask, I couldn't find the number of LEDs on their website. I'm pretty sure it's there. I was not able to find, so I counted, and there are 54 LEDs on the neck and décolleté mask. The recommended usage for both the face, neck, décolleté is 10 minutes, 3 to 5 times a week for 4 to 6 weeks, and then you can go to a maintenance mode. I personally never went on a maintenance mode. I still use both for 6 to 7 times a week. It's just become part of my nighttime routine. I wash my face, I let it dry, and then I put on these masks. So for the neck, I just want to add the skin of the neck is thinner than the facial skin, and usually it is the first area to show the sign of aging, like laxity and wrinkles. So for me, the first thing I noticed was this turkey neck, and when I lost like 50 pounds, this turkey thing got more pronounced. So I was told that I can do some at office procedures to tighten that skin. But so far, I mean, I like what I got from using these red light, and maybe in the future I can go do that at office procedures and then make another video about that. So like I said before, this technology is hassle free. There's nothing you have to do except make sure that you have a clean face. Now companies are selling serums that go along with the red light therapy. Like you wash your face, you put the serum, and then use the mask. They are claiming that it enhances your results. I did use a serum from my Sama company a couple of months ago, and honestly, I just couldn't tell if it was adding anything to what I was already noticing with red light therapy alone. So once I was done with the bottle, I never repurchased. Um, so what are the conditions where you should not be using red light? Like what are the contraindications? So if you're pregnant and breastfeeding, try, not, don't do red light therapy. There were questions about if you can combine red light therapy with using tretinoin or retinol and any other form of vitamin A. So the company, like I'm talking about Omnilux, they suggest that you do a patch test because vitamin A kind of makes you skin sensitive, and then you don't want to combine that with like a red light. It can cause like more irritation. But again, you can do a small patch test and see how your skin reacts. So the both masks cost around, not around, they cost $395 each. I use mine every night. After washing my face, I'm very consistent. That's another thing with these devices; you have to be consistent to see the results. I also use red light on my scalp to support hair growth. Again, after losing 50 pounds, I saw significant hair loss. And it was devastating. So I started using the device from Higher Dose. This is a cap with 120 LEDs, and it uses a 650 nanometer. And I love it. I mean, if you're wearing it, it's on right now. You cannot even tell that it's working. It is about it's $449 right now, and it shuts down automatically after 10 minutes. Same thing with these Omnilus mask. It automatically shuts off after 10 minutes. So other solid brands that you can look at for the red light therapy are Mysama, Current Body, and Higher Dose. So Higher Dose also makes face masks and a neck décolleté mask. Um, so I mean, it's quite an investment. If you are not ready to invest that much money into this, morning sunlight, especially the first sunlight of the day, contains a lot of red light and near infrared light with virtually no UVA UVB. So if you're consistent, if you just face the sunlight and get that first sun rays on your face, it should give you some results. I personally, I tried doing that, but I was just not consistent. It was just so hard with my schedule. So I ended up just buying these masks. That's something that you can try if you want to see the effects of red light and near infrared on your face. So the next device that I want to discuss is a microcurrent and a nanocurrent device. This device uses a gentle electric currents to stimulate your mitochondria, increasing the ATP production and bring back the muscle tone and skin firmness. Nanocurrent is particularly works on a deeper level to boost collagen and elastin. So with the electrical device, the benefits include that it smooths out your fine line and wrinkles. Um, the the most beneficial thing that I experienced was lifting and tightening of the skin. Uh, but it only works if you're consistent with the device. So once you stop using the device, the lift and the tightening that you see kind of goes away. So I think it's one of the best devices to use if your main area of concern is sagging gels and a loss volume in the lower half of your face. So what are the counterindications for using the microcurrent device? Do not use it for a week or so after getting Botox. Um, and if you have any wound or broken skin and you have just dermaplane, you won't be able to use a microcurrent because it stings a lot. That's just from personal experience. I use Zip Halo, which cost $400. Now this device, I don't know if you can see. It's pretty cool. This needs to be paired with an app, so you have to download an app on your phone, and it has like multiple sessions. I mean, it has stuff for your contouring, for your tone, for lips. It has a bunch of sessions that you can do standalone, or you can combine them. I always stack, one or two sessions together. The one thing about this is that it requires a conductive gel, which, if I'm being honest, is kind of a hassle because you have to put that gooey gel on, complete your microcurrent session, and then you have to either wash or wipe it off. So I personally just use a makeup wipe to wipe it, so I can continue with my nighttime skincare routine. One more thing that I'll mention about microcurrent. So the microcurrent, so any session that involve microcurrent, you can do every other day because you want your muscles to rest between sessions. But one thing that you can use every day, especially with Zip Halo, is your nanocurrent. So nanocurrent works deep. You won't even feel it when you're doing it. So basically, it kind of also does like a lymphatic drainage on your face. So if I'm using it daily, which I am, I uh, do nanocurrent, and then the next day I will do microcurrent. And the following day I will, do nanocurrent and microcurrent. So it is mix and match. But what I'm trying to say is that you should not be doing microcurrent session every day. Even though I'm including this device as a daily use device, daily mean a nanocurrent sessions. Again, I love this thing. As for the conductive gel, so Zip Halo comes with, if you buy the device, it comes with the smaller size of their basic conductive gel. I think it's the best conductive gel on market because it doesn't dry out. You can put this all over your face. You do your first half, and by the time you get to your second half, it's still there. It's not going to get absorbed. This is the basic one. Now I was like, okay, if I'm gonna do all that work, I'm gonna put this gooey thing on my face. Why not just buy something that has some actives in it? So the Zip Halo, they have the other conductive gel that has some actives. So they have two different types. I think this is golden. The other one is called crystal gel. So this is more geared towards anti-aging. The other one is more geared toward like brightness, have a glutathione and all this stuff. So once I'm done with this, I'm gonna try their other gel, which is has more actives for brightness. And I think that one's like more popular than this one. So again, this goes on. I do my session and then I wipe it off. Um, so while I'm doing this, my mask on my face, my neck, décolleté, I have my hat on, and I'm doing my microcurrent after I'm done with the red light therapy. I'm doing all that laying on my PEMF infrared pro mat. That is also from Higher Dose. Now that mat combines infrared therapy and pulse electromagnetic field therapy, PEMF. For full body relaxation and recovery. So I'm recording this sitting on that mat. So I don't know if I can just bring down the camera a little bit. So this is a full size mat and has the panel right here. So this is the heat temperature control. This is their ion on and off button, and this is the PMF button. So the PMF has like 4 levels. Level 1 is like a 3 hertz. It's a lowest level. It's like for your level that kind of induces sleep, and then you have a next level that kind of good for your like a dream level. It's again under relaxation. The third level is like a meditation and deep relaxation, and the fourth one is more like focus and alertness. Honestly, I use this for level 1 because that's time to go to bed, and I always fall asleep. So my biggest problems with this is like, how do I wake up and then go to my bed. So my husband is not like happy with the situation because I just ended up sleeping on this mat. So my biggest struggle is to make sure that I get up and then just go to my bed. I said, okay, so this mat cost 1,295. But if you honestly looking for a free alternative, you just walk barefoot on the grass for a few minutes, and that's how grounding works. I tried that a couple of times. But again, the problem with me going out, it's just consistency. So I was not able to do it on consistent basis. If I'm working out and going out on a walk, I'll just wear my shoes and I'll just go out. So I was just forgetting to take off my shoes and then do extra couple of minutes on the grass. So this mat works because I can just sit on it and do a bunch of other stuff. It kind of streamlined my nighttime routine. So I did purchase another device. Is a laser-based device. It's called Nira, but I ended up returning it due to some technical issues. I plan to revisit that in the future, and I will definitely share my experience with you. So that will be a completely different modality. So right now we looked at red light, we looked at microcurrent, and we looked at PEMF. So those were all under my daily use. Now we're going to talk about what I use on weekly basis. So I use radio frequency device. So RF works by heating the deeper dermis layer of your skin. It heats it up to around 42 degrees centigrade to stimulate collagen and elastin. So what will be the contraindication for radio frequency is, again, if you're pregnant, breastfeeding, if you have active skin infections, open wound, if you have a pacemaker, or other implanted devices. I was kind of surprised to see. So it says if you are going under treatment for certain cancers, if you are on chemotherapy or radiation, and if you have autoimmune and you are on steroids, you have to talk to your doctor before you start using radio frequency devices. So I just want to put it out there. So please talk to your doctor before you start on, and actually any of these devices, just to make sure that you're being safe. So I personally use Even Skin Lumo. This is the device. So I use it mainly on my neck and this jowl area and the periphery of my face. I avoid using for thyroid. Never use anything. I mean, red light is fine, but you have to be very cautious what you use around your thyroid. And I also do not use it directly on my cheek. I'm cautious because I want to protect my fat pads, and there are a lot of horror stories out there about people just losing their fat on their face. Since I've lost a lot of weight, I already have that issue going on. I just want to be protective for my fat pads. So even though the device does not get too hot, so I mean, if you want to, the company kind of says completely fine to use it all over your face, but for me, I just use it on the periphery. It is priced at $520. It kind of gives you a chart based on your age, like how many times you can use it. So I think in our 40s, it says I can use it up to 3 times a week, but usually, I use it twice a week. I really like it. It's really good, and it's just not radio frequency. That this device combines the red light therapy in there too. So this was weekly. Now talking about the devices I use on monthly basis is microneedling. I microneedle using the Dr. Pen. This one is M8S version. Now you can also derma roll. People do that all the time. You just have to make sure that you're taking precaution and making sure everything is sterile using aseptic techniques. With pens, you get these cartridges, the needle cartridges. They are sterile, so it kind of takes care of that layer of hygiene. They're all sterile. Just make sure when you're opening it, you're not touching the needle part, and you just attach it, and you can just go ahead and use it. And it's single time use. So once you're done, you just throw this away. You cannot reuse this. And it's just not because of the hygiene, it's because the needles get blunt. So they can cause a lot of damage to your skin if you reuse them. Microneedling in itself is a whole separate video, but just to briefly go over it, there are two types of microneedling. It's cosmetic microneedling, which is very superficial. It's between 0.25 to 0.5 millimeter. And the other type is medical microneedling, which is more deeper and usually needs fewer needles in the cartridge. So the fewer needles means more penetration, and less needles means less penetration. So if you have 2 or 3 needles, you step on it, it will just go in. But if you have like 100 needles, you can easily step on it and you will not see any penetration. So the same concept applies. Another factor to consider is the speed of the poking of the needles. So the slower the speed, it means the more penetration that is, and then the faster, this is a less penetration. So usually I use 1 or 2 setting on these pen. So what are the contraindication? Is like if you have any skin infection, if you have active acne going on, if you have open wounds, if you have rosacea, so do not microneedle, especially do not microneedle at home. Go to your, specialist. And always, like first time, I think that's what I did. My first microneedling needling session, I went to doctor's office and got it done from there, and I saw what depth they use on my face and how my skin responded. And after that, and given that I work in cell and gene therapy, I'm thoroughly trained in aseptic techniques. I was like, this is something that I can easily do at home, and I've been doing this ever since. So microneedling pen, they usually cost between $150 to $300. The cartridges cost around $50, and depending how many you get in a package. So I remember, I think this was I don't remember the count, but you can budget $50 for the cartridge. Now, if you're interested in a full video on how I microneedle step by step, let me know in the comments, and I'll happy to do a demo. Now, I also wanted to mention the traveling devices. So when I travel, I don't take all this with me. I take 2 devices with me, and they're both by Even Skin. The first one is a Phoenix. So it's an on-the-go solar-powered microcurrent device, and I love that. It's so relaxing. These barrels, they get so cold and it feels so good on your skin, and the way they're angled kind of grabs your like your cheeks right here. So it's really good for lymphatic drainage, and like your jowls, your this area feels so good. And then the other device that I take with me is it's a Venus. It's Even Skin Venus. So it's an on-the-go red light and a blue light device. One quick thing about blue light, since I didn't mention, is a blue light is usually used for people that have very extensive acne. And Omnilux also have a mask, especially for people with acne. So they have a separate mask for that. You can check that out on their website. Now this device, again, it's not fully charged, so it's not going to turn blue. So it has red and light, and has this vibration motion that kind of helps again with the depuffing of the under eye. And I think it does the job, so I don't have to carry all these masks and all the devices with me. So to wrap up, remember these devices are all major investments, all right? And it took me a long time to kind of gather or buy all of them. And so I bought one thing, I really liked it, then I make sure that I save up for my second device, then I went ahead at second. So that's how slowly but surely I kind of added one thing after another, and it was also based on what I thought was needed for me. First thing was, I remember, was aside from this jowl and then the sagging of the neck, was the tone. So I went ahead, with my face mask, and then I quickly added the neck when I learned that this will also be very helpful for that area. When I start shedding hair, I added the cap, and then after all the health crisis that I had last year, including surgery, I decided to add this PEMF mat. So you have to see what the urgent need is, and then you have to see if you can be consistent in using these devices, because they only work if you're consistent with them. If you're not, then it's a waste of money, and a waste of a lot of money. So thank you so much for watching. Now, if you found this useful, please don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you. Bye.